Okay, folks, Alexi Balian back. We're going to continue with this ball bounce, and this time we're going to add a squash and stretch. And as you know, in the past, we referenced Brian LeMay's breakdown here, his planning notes. Let me just take this off here. Okay, so you notice that there's a squash here, and the stretch happens after the squash. What I love about his plan here, he's probably the only person I've seen do a kind of without the stretch, and the emphasis is here, like he's playing an illusion where the ball is perfectly round and then it squashes, goes perfectly round again, and it stretches, and then by frame 10 it becomes perfectly the volume becomes whole again. Okay, I love this, and what we're going to do is, some of you in my grade 9 and 10 class had a hard time understanding what animation in 1s and 2s are. So I'm going to change this picture here, his planning notes, from frame by frame and the value of 2 to another one that we did in class. So I'm going to hide this one right now. I'm going to call it note 1, okay? Note or planning notes, whatever, 01, and I'll bring in another one, okay? So we'll just hide it, and we just take the V out. It's gone, see? And since we are in the orthographic view right now, what I'll do is I'm just going to all objects off, and I'm just going to keep polygons on. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to go into view and image planes, import image in an orthographic view, remember. Let's get this one, okay? And I asked my grade 10s a couple days ago to, let's write this out. So if you see this here, it's kind of cool, right? So what the frame, this space, you can see beginning, and over here would be number 12, is exactly the same. The middle is the squash, the halfway point down here, which is the floor. So these are the extremes: high, solid. The next extreme is squash, and then back up to solid up here at 12. The reason why we don't have 12, because it repeats, it goes back to the beginning. Okay, it'll all make sense, folks. So I'm going to call this notes 02. Okay, so let's write, double click here, notes underscore 02, or just no underscore, or dash 02. Okay, I'm just going to spacebar, go to left click to perspective, and I'm going to slide that to the back, like somewhere over there. And then I'm going to come back to orthographics front view. Okay, front view. Here's my ball. Okay, so if I want, I can, let me just, oh yeah, notes, select objects. Here we go. We can do that way. So I'm just going to come and slide this to the side here, like that. Okay, so let's study it a bit more. So you know, like you can see, his frame 4, which is 7, 8, is the midpoint. Okay, this is more technical in 2D, but in 3D we're going to do some cool things here. We're going to have the ball stay solid right before the squash and go solid right after the squash. Okay, so that's an important point, and then we'll do a stretch and so on. Okay, so I'm going to hide this for a second, and I'm going to hide this ball. Let me call this set number 2. Okay, so we'll go and double click there and call it set 02. So I'm going to explain something that's important. What you can't, oh yeah, that's right, no dashes, sorry. I got that. Save, so it's gone, bye-bye. So now I'll create a ball, and I'll have it over here, and I'm going to go into perspective view, hold spacebar down, left click, boom, here we are. Okay, so a couple things. So you see this ball right now, we're going to study the volume, the volumetric shape, the overall shape. It's a beautiful sphere. As you can see, the scale is 1 by 1 by 1. If I press R, and right here, and scale, if I come down, you can see I only scale down in the Y, 0.6. Okay, so let's say 0.7. Let's make simple numbers. So what's happened is, volumetrically, the other two axes have not been stretched or squashed. So what I'll do is I'll add the 0.3 to the other two, so to keep it uniform. 1.3, 1.3. See, 0.3 to 0.7. So now this is a true squash of that volume. This is a it's a better representation. Okay, hopefully this makes sense to you guys. So again, so let's say this is my frame 12. I'm going to press W here. I'm going to bring it on the floor, the ground, like that, and I'm going to press S. There it is. So if I want to go 2 frames before this and change it to a solid, and I'll just come in here, scale X, Y, and Z, press 1. Sweet. And the other thing you got to do is keep it on the ground, right? So let's pretend that's the ground. There it is. So from here to there, there's a squash. So if I continue and I say watch this. If I go somewhere over here and bring the ball up, and let's say we're going to go R, and we're going to stretch it up like this, right? And so what I'm looking at is, hang on, so let's just do it one axis, okay? So that's just, let's go to 1. Let's make it solid, and then press an R here. Let's do this, okay? So we've stretched it here. And let's see, what is the y? 1.4, right? That's our 1.5. 1.5. So the x will be 0.5, and the z will be 0.5. And that is extreme stretch, right? Oh boy, that is unbelievable. So if we go to, yeah, that's really what's happening here. So that's a little exaggeration, way too much, way too much. So I'll just reduce this to, let's go to 1.7, and then a lot of noise out there. Sorry guys. Hang on a second here. Okay, so let's just continue. There's a lot of noise out there, so I'm just going to go, let's go 1.3 just for fun, or 1.4, doesn't matter. Just remember to just kind of keep an eye out for these numbers. They try to kind of connect, okay? Return 0.6, this is kind of cool. So I'm going from squash to stretch, and then somewhere up here it's going to be a solid, right? So meaning 1, like that. So look, come down, boom. So what's going on here? There's not, oh, wait a minute. I didn't move it up, that's why. So let me just move this up here so there's time to change. That's kind of nice. Boom. Like that, yeah. So you got to make noise, guys, when you're animating, okay? So let me see what I've done here. I've coming in, impact, and what I want to do as well, I want to hold this for 2 frames. Boy, there's some wild things I'm telling you here, right? So we got that. I think I can move this up more. Let's just play this. Boom. That's kind of nice, right? I can have that come back down. Pow, pow. Very nice. Okay, now for the confusing part. Let's do this 2-pane stack again. Panel. Layouts, 2-pane stacked. And wow, there it is. Where's my ball? There's my ball. So again, I'm going to just select Translate Y. And let's see what we have here, okay? And I'm just going to expand this up. And this is very technical, and I apologize. But the magic to the animation sometimes, or the little tweaks are in here. And I'm going to try to teach you without the graph editor. But it's kind of impossible. Maybe not. Who knows? To not work in here. So we know from before the ball bounce, we need that nice sharp impact, right? So let's see what's happening here, Balian. Oh yeah, so it's on the floor and here, and what I can do is hold this for 2 frames, right? So if I don't want to change here, so what I could do is, as this is selected, my record button's on, auto keys, I'm going to right click here, and just I'm trying to simplify things for you guys, and I'm going to copy this key, and I'm going to hold it here, paste, paste. There's going to be no change, so here it's going to hold and then take off. Look at that. So look at this, because we know that right here, if it's a straight line, there is no change, like right there. Boom, see? And from here up, we want to make it maybe impactful, right? So let's see here, 13 to 14. So, well, let's give this an extra space. So let's come in here and say this change is going to happen over, let's say, 3 frames, right? I told you guys can do this. Right click, cut. That's not my preferred method, okay? And I'm going to bring it here just for whatever. Paste, paste. Okay, I'm moving it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you an easier way to move something. Let me do this here. So you hold shift first. You're over here. You have to select whatever object you want. You hold shift first, and then you click. It turns red. Let go of your mouse. Hands off the keyboard. Then just on your mouse, press down on the middle mouse button and drag. See how it moves? It's sweet, eh? And here again, I'm going to hold shift first. My hands are not on the keyboard. Now I'm going to hold shift, left click, let go, middle mouse, hold down, and move it over. So what I want this to do is maybe over 3 frames, right? So click, boom. I'm working on timing and spacing, not necessary right now. So look at this, translate. So we know we want this, it could be soft, or it could be hard, right? So it could be like a quick bounce, or this is like nice and slow, just like a roller coaster, slow out and fast in here. So what I'm going to do is break the tangent, just like before. The elbow is right here. Remember what we did with the perpetual ball bounce before. So look, if I just do this, look at the difference in the screen here on this. Let's play this. Pow! See, it's a little more impactful takeoff. So That's kind of cool. Let's just change this to red again. It'll be nice. And I'm going to call this assign new material. And I'll go to Lambert and I'll call this ball 2. Ball. So this is really good theory, guys. Do not go beyond this video if you're not comfortable with any things I've done. So look at this. It's coming down based on that image. And of course, I didn't bring it in. How is that possible? Okay, let's backtrack a second. I thought I brought that image in. Let's just go panel, orthographic, front view. I thought I brought it in. Anyway, view, image, import image, and we'll go to the second one where it's over here. Oh yeah, maybe I turned it off or something. That's what I could have done. Too many things going on, people. Okay, so let's see here. See here how it comes down? It's favored here. So basically, this F means favor. So at the fifth key, if we do it on 2s, becomes 9 and 10. So it's a solid ball to squash to a solid ball. Here, look, solid ball, squash, solid, and then to stretch. And slowly up here, it becomes solid. How sweet is that, right? So you guys can follow this plan. So here, I'll start it from nothing. This is without even having anything right now. So let's see how this is going to go. Boom. Right up there, okay? So by 24, it's going to be at the 25, sorry, it's going to be up here somewhere. I think before we had 9 or whatever. So what is this guy doing here? So here, that's a redundant key here. So what we're going to do is like, let's see here, we go to stretch, okay, over 3, and then maybe move this over 4 frames so it becomes solid. And we can have this go up, whatever you want, it's up to you, right? But notice now I have some extra key here. I don't know what that is. So why don't we just right click on it and cut, say bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye, friend. So I'm going to come in here. Again, I'm going to slow down. So here's my ball. There's a lot of stuff here, right? Spaghetti, noodles. Okay, frame Y here. Let's press F to frame it. And I'm seeing things, so let's see where that is. So if you move your mouse and you will see, so at frame 16, it's a stretch. I'm not really following anything here. So if I was following it, this would be somewhere here. And I would probably do this faster. So click this over. Okay, so boom, like that. And when does it become solid again? So here, it becomes solid at 19. Okay, good. So this is 19, but we also know that this number 9 is just above the center point. So let me find where the top point is. What number is that? 10? Let's just make this 9. Okay. Okay. So let me pause. There's people outside talking here.